Hi chaps. Conor, a lot to talk about since the last camp back in November. Your manager's got a new contract, Anthony Barry left, and we hear today that John Eustace has taken his place. So plenty, I would imagine, to discuss.
Yeah, a lot going on. Obviously, look, the last camp now was November, so it's quite a bit of time ago. Firstly, obviously, Anthony's left and gone on to a new chapter, and John's come in, which is great. Manager got his well-deserved contract as well, so yeah, exciting times. We feel like the last few months it's gone well for us, and we feel like we've turned the corner. So hopefully now from this camp onwards, again after the break that we've just had, that we can kick on again.
John Eustace, obviously the assistant manager of Queen's Park Rangers. Have you been speaking to Jeff Hendrick about what he's like?
Not yet, to be honest. We've literally been in today. Had a little bit of a meeting and a bit of lunch and whatever. So haven't really had a chance. But so I've played against John, which probably makes me feel a little bit old. But I'm looking forward to working with him.
And in terms of the manager getting his contract, obviously it took a bit of time, but does that sort of draw a line in the sand now, and we can sort of move on and look forward? Yeah,
like I said, it's great for him, well deserved. Like I said, the last couple of camps, and we feel like we're turning a corner, playing some good stuff, getting some good results. So exciting time now. Like I said, that's draws a line under it, like you said, and onwards and upwards. We're really looking forward to this camp and to the games ahead.
And Alan, have you come across John Eustace?
Well, he's obviously involved with QPR, so just from playing against them, maybe I did play against him years ago. I don't think I did, but I don't know much about him. Haven't had a chance to speak to Jeff, but just met him briefly earlier.
Were you disappointed that Anthony Barry went, and what will you miss from him?
Yeah, it's obviously disappointing when someone of that high stature and high regarded in the game leaves. But we wish him all the best. Got some great coaches, a great manager, and the players are really striving under them. So we'll hopefully continue the good work that we have been doing.
And a real test this weekend, isn't it, against the world-ranked #1 team?
Yeah, of course. They're #1 for a reason. The talent they've got is obviously incredible, and playing on the world stage, top divisions around the world. It's going to be a huge test for us, but one that we're looking forward to, and hopefully we'll enjoy.
Browne?
Browne, the support has been pretty evident for this, I suppose, this emerging team, this new Ireland, and it looks like there's going to be a huge crowd again on Saturday. How much does that mean to the players?
Oh, it's massive. What Conor mentioned there, I think it looks like we've turned a corner. Every credit to the manager. He seemed to get the fans kind of back on side with us, and that connection there amongst ourselves and the fans is really evident, and with ticket sales going through the roof, you can see that. So hopefully they're taken to the new brand of football and the way that we're trying to do things, and things are looking good for us and for them.
Yeah, do you think that was a factor in the manager getting a new contract? The fans' obvious support for him and the team?
Yeah, maybe. I think it's always important to have the fans on your side, because they're the ones coming through the gate to pay the money and watch the football. And I think credit to the manager, he stuck to his guns, stuck to what he wanted us to do. And it is a long process, as you probably know. We came under a lot of criticism at first, but it's time to look up now, and the performances have went well for us as well as results, which is the most important thing. So long may that continue.
And Conor, it has been the most extraordinary time in the world, really, and the manner in which COVID in particular affected us in the last couple of campaigns. And do you feel we're nearly out of it?
Yeah, fingers crossed. Look, the manager had a really tough time when he first took over with the COVID and the COVID cases and pullouts and all that kind of stuff. It got to a kind of a ridiculous stage for us at one stage. A country like ourselves, we haven't got the luxury of loads and loads of players, so any kind of 4 or 5 dropouts affects the squad. So we had countless amount of COVIDs there at one stage. So yeah, hopefully now, like I said, the last couple of camps we've kind of seen the back of that. Hopefully we can kick on now with the positive results we've had in the last few camps. COVID kind of behind us, and onto exciting times.
And talk to me a little bit about Belgium. It isn't quite their front line. if you have a De Bruyne and you choose not to bring him into your squad, you'd imagine it would weaken them a bit, but they still have a very impressive looking squad.
Yeah, I'd say they'll be alright, Tony, to be honest with you. You know, they're pretty exciting. They've got a fantastic squad. You know, one or two out, they'll have a few lads, you know, chomping at the bit, ready to go, world class names. So yeah, they'll be fine, I reckon.
And in terms of the momentum that we've got in the squad at the moment, up to the end of the campaign, you know, are you worried at all about, you know, having an opponent as good as Belgium? Will test the resolve, and a bad result could hold that momentum?
No, look, listen, Belgium will go into that game red hot favourites. So look, we just have to go about our business this week, be well prepared, you know, and hopefully put in a positive result, and we'll see what the result happens at the weekend. But no, look, like I said, it's, you know, it's going to be a fantastic crowd there, great buzz. You know, to see the Aviva full, you know, and crowds back over the last couple of camps has been fantastic. So hopefully we can put in a good performance first and foremost, and then see how the result goes after that.
John?
Just one for yourself, Conor. Well, on the last couple of matches, the form has been good. What are you hoping to do to push for a start? Maybe if not these games, we'll start in June.
Yeah, look, just every time I come, I try and give my utmost, whether it's off the bench or a start or whatever. Probably been in and out of the side over the last couple of camps. You know, Stephen's been great with me since, you know, he's come in. You know, been in pretty much every squad he's been manager for. So look, any way, shape or form I can help, any minutes I got on the pitch, I'll be trying to impress as always. And obviously club form comes into that. You know, Sheffield United, we've been going well, I've been playing. So yeah, look, any minutes this week, hopefully I can impress and get as many caps as I can over the next couple of weeks, because that's what it's all about.
Nathan?
Conor, you obviously get a sense this evening for the first time what John Eustace is all about, but can I just ask on Anthony Barry the impact he made, because it's hard from the outside to fully get what an assistant manager is doing and the impact they have. He's given a lot of credit for the change to 3 and back. Can you talk about what sort of a role he had over the last year and how big a loss he might be?
Yeah, look, there's no kind of secret that, you know, Andy was fantastic. You know, when he first came in, he was a breath of fresh air. His ideas and how he coached was great. You know, he was obviously at Chelsea. You're not a bad coach if you're there at Chelsea at a top club. You know, he's obviously won a few trophies with them as well and been heavily involved. So yeah, look, there's, you know, Anthony was very, very impressive in his time here. He obviously got on to Belgium, but yeah, you know, Anthony put his own stamp on the group and it was brilliant. But we have to move on from that now, and hopefully John coming in can maybe give us a few more ideas or different ideas with Keith as well, who's great. So yeah, look, you know, thanks to Anthony for everything he's done for us. He was brilliant, but new chapter now and trying to move forward and go on to kind of bigger and better things.
You've touched on the good momentum that was there the last time the squad were together. It feels as though there's a little bit of limbo or something at the moment, in that we're a year away from the start of the Euros qualifiers. It's a bit up in the air with Ukraine and the Nations League and all of that. Is there any sense that it's hard to focus on what the destination is? Like Euro 24 feels like a long way away at the moment.
Yeah, that probably does feel a bit away, but I suppose, look, it's 2 games in front of us this week. Obviously I know they're friendlies, but we're going to be competitive, of course, and we want to get some positive results, and then we'll look to the summer after that. We probably don't know yet what's confirmed for the summer, obviously with what you said with Ukraine and whatever, but yeah, look, I suppose first things first, these games, Belgium and Lithuania first, hopefully good performances, good results, and like I said, just keep up the momentum, and then whatever is to be in the summer will be, and we'll be ready for that as well.
And I'll just ask, from your point of view, looking back at the last year, I don't know, tinge of frustration with injuries, and that Stephen clearly likes you as a player, you know, gave you starts at the start of the campaign, and you were in and out then for different reasons. Do you feel at sort of 26 going on 27 that this is your real opportunity over the next year to put yourself in pole position for a starting place?
Yeah, you know, it's obviously been frustrating for me, and I'm sure many of the other players for different reasons. You know, personally, in and out with COVID, injuries as you said, but I'm looking to turn the page now, and you know, I've been clear of injuries and stayed away from COVID for a while now. So for me, I just like to try to do my best at club level and take that form into the international setup, and you know, it's a massive competition for places, especially in the middle of the park. Or you know, when I'm here, I'm here to play and here when called upon.
Neil first and then
Conor, do I think you haven't scored yet this season?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Is that the longest you've ever gone?
Probably, yeah, probably. something I probably haven't really thought about. You know, we've been getting good results since the new managers come in, been changed around in formation, flat 2, you know, so yeah, look, once we're winning, that's the main thing. Obviously, would I've liked to have scored? Yeah, of course, but look, I'm contributing in other ways as well, so that's important.
Yeah, and you have got quite a few assists as well, and I don't know if you heard last week, Stephen Kenny was showing us the videos and tactical analysis, and he was commenting on your De Bruyne cross with the goal against Andorra. Is that something he's spoken to you about doing more of? Or?
Yeah, look, I think that Andorra game, there was a bit of a plan for them kind of crosses, so it was just something that we worked on the training ground at the time. And when you go out and do something in the training ground and it comes off in the game, it's obviously very satisfying. So off the top of my head, I think that was just a game where we had worked on them kind of crosses. So look, you obviously take the instruction of the manager and what you work on into a game. So it was great to see one of them come off.
Nice comparison as well.
Yeah, not bad, but I think there's a bit of a difference between me and Kevin De Bruyne now, to be honest.
Thank you.
John?
Conor, just I know your contract at the end of the season. Have you had any discussions with Stephen Gerrard as yet?
No, like nothing. To be honest with you, look, that when I went on loan for the season with Sheffield United, obviously, you know, I want to do well, and since the new manager has come in, Heckingbottom, I felt I've done okay and I've played away from him. Obviously, had previous relationships with him at Barnsley, so no, I probably that Villa chapter is probably done, I would say. There's been no conversations there, so we'll see what happens in the summer, really.
Do you have anything on the table at the moment?
No, not really. Been quite casual about it. It's the first time in my career. Look, fortunate enough for me, I've been out of contract, so it's important for me now to keep playing for Sheffield United, playing well. I've been in the team. Same with Ireland. If I get minutes, impress again, and we'll see what happens come the summer, really.
Paul?
Two lads, just in terms of your careers, how important is it would be to play in the Premier League again in the next few years?
Well, you know, Conor's obviously already been there, but for me personally, it is an ambition of mine to one day get there, and you know, I'd obviously like to do that with my current club, Preston. But if it's elsewhere, then so be it. I'd give anything to play at the top level, because you know that's what every player aspires to be, and you know, I haven't done it yet, and 26 pushing 27, you kind of look at it as there's not a lot of time left, but it's not something I focus too much on. You know, I like to just stay in the moment and play my current football, which is in the Championship, and you know, do my best for my club and see where that progresses.
Yeah, look, I've been fortunate enough to have been there before for a couple of years, and it's fantastic. You know, it's the best league in the world, and most watched league in the world. So look, I'd love to get back there, if possible. I'd love to be able to kind of get a couple of more appearances at the top level. You know, we can always, you know, dream, and hopefully that will happen. Whether it does or not, time will tell. But I suppose it's up to myself now, between now and the end of the season, to put in as many good performances as I can and see what happens come the summer.
Just one for neither of you can answer this one. What changed in the last sort of 4 or 5 games in the autumn from a team that was maybe underachieving to a team that was no winning matches and getting draws against good teams, i.e. Portugal?
I think it was a case of it was always coming. You know, I think it's obviously tough when a new manager comes in with new ideas to put that on the players and for them to take to it, and it takes time to turn things around, and I think our performances were relatively good. At first we just weren't picking up the results, and you know, that's obviously what the focus is on. But I think it was a case of it was always coming, and you know, we probably lacked that final cutting edge at the beginning. Maybe it was a lot to take on at once, but you could see it all coming together piece by piece, and you know, it seems as if we're in a good place now, and we're getting the results to match the performances.
Thanks.
Owen?
Alan, you were talking there about the field goal factor, and you actually spoke to us this time last year before the season again, when you said to us that you had to be realistic and you felt you had to be a lot better for Ireland. How do you sum up your last year, and what are your aims for 2022 as well?
Probably disappointing overall at club and international level, but I think they both go hand in hand. You know, I think I've probably been more unfortunate on international level You know, I mentioned before with COVID and injuries and stuff like that. I probably fell out of favour, but at club level, still feel like I could do a bit more. You know, we've had a new gaffer over the last couple of months, which has improved things, and you know, I think my form has probably picked up as well. So yeah, I think I still have a lot more to give, especially at this level, and hopefully we can see that over the coming months.
Do you think there's more of a contest now for those midfield positions?
Yeah, look, I think at international level you're always looking over your shoulder whether you're starting on the bench or, you know, on standby. You think someone else could be called upon before you, and you know, if you don't take your chance in that moment, then it might be a long time before you get another. So for me at the moment, you know, I didn't play in the last campaign as much as I would have liked, or the last trip, sorry. So it's up to me whether I get a chance or not to take it, and, you know, be ready if called upon.
Gavin?
Conor, Stephen Kenny's openly talked about how highly he rates Jamie McGrath, yet he's not playing, he's not in the squad. What kind of message does that send to you and to the rest of the group?
Yeah, look, I think it's Jamie's obviously done fantastically well. You know, obviously he hasn't been picked for whatever reason this time around, but yeah, look, it keeps everyone on their toes. As simple as that, really. You know, you need to be playing as much as you can. You know, playing consistently well, of course. Getting a bit lucky, staying away from injuries. You know, there's lots of factors to it. So yeah, look, it just gives everyone a little bit of a reminder that, you know, you have to be doing at your club and getting the minutes in to get into the squad. Really.
It seems like he said that there's been a flurry of lads going out on loan, just like even Jeff would keep you on. Is that something that you're all conscious of now, that you just have to be playing to get a cap?
Yeah, possibly. So look, yeah, the last kind of 18 months I've been out on loan twice now, Swansea and Sheffield United, and you know, I'm not getting any younger. I suppose obviously the international stage is something that's in the back of your mind as well all the time, you know, to get your minutes, to make sure you're in the squad. And look, ultimately as well, I just love playing the game. So, you know, when I wasn't playing at Villa for 3-4 months, I wanted to get out and playing, because, you know, you want that buzz of a Saturday or Tuesday or whatever to be out there and playing. So that's been my reason really to make sure I've been playing over the last 18 months. To, you know, your career flashes before your eyes before you know it, and you know, you're finishing up. So yeah, kind of everything into one, Ireland and just playing in general, it's what it's all about, really.
We'll finish up with Aidan.
For Conor, I know a couple of the Sheffield United lads were away with Wales this week. Was there conversation maybe before you went away, and just for us regret that they're there and we aren't?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, look, it was mentioned, of course, there's no getting away from that. You know, they've got obviously a big game ahead of them this week for themselves, and we would love to be a part of that, but look, you can't change the past, unfortunately. It is what it is, and you know, best of luck to Wales for this week. They've got, you know, they'll obviously be right up for that game, and yeah, look, like I said, it is disappointing, but it is what it is. You can't change it, so you have to get up and get on with it.
And just on because he mentioned De Bruyne earlier on, he was put to you, the fact that he's not here, it's a weakened Belgian squad in some ways because they can afford to leave out those players. Does that change things, and maybe is the confidence from the performances against Portugal in particular, does that feed into something for this game?
No, look, I think whether De Bruyne's here or Lukaku or whoever, you know, like I said to Tony a minute ago, I think, you know, they'll be fine. Their squads, you know, got name after name. They're going to be really strong regardless. So it's going to be a tough test. So just because one or two of them aren't here, you know, the names on that team sheet when it comes into the dressing room before the game, it will be very strong regardless. So look, yeah, it's going to be a tough test, but one that everyone's looking forward to.
Okay, thanks.